Guys, it's time for the final game of today's ICYFAR freaking awesome replays, and holy crap, it's a Steven replay. Oh my god. Okay, let's quickly announce the topics before I forget, because this guy's a friggin' sick bastard. He's a madman, he's a legend, and I love this man. Alright, the challenge was Snake Oil Salesman. Players had to sell their opponent some dodgy crap. They had to trick him in whatever way they could to steal their opponent's tasty ladder points. So we're going to see what this man has in store. No doubt he sent this replay in, and no doubt it's something insane. We haven't seen Steven featured in ICYFAR for a long time, but he is a crazy person. Do I tell the rank of the players? I don't even look at the rank of the players. Although, man, I did look at the last one because someone was asking about it. They were platinum in the last game. People always want to know this. They're always, I need to know. I never even look at it. I just don't pay attention. I don't care. I care so little. Even when I cast jam replays, I give so much crap to the players. But yeah, if you guys really want to know, you can ask about it. But I don't really think it matters. ICYFAR is not about what level you are on the ladder. It's about how awesome and badass you are. So let's see what bullcrap Steven tries to sell. If you guys want to get your replays featured, remember you can always hop in my Twitch channel, even when I'm offline, type !ICYFAR, and it'll tell you everything you need to know to get your replays in and hopefully featured. The challenge for next week is appeasement. You're not allowed to build any army supply until you have at least 50 workers, or 60 if you're Zerg. Have fun with that. I hope you all get rushed on the ladder trying to make that work, and I hope some of those games you somehow wriggle your way into surviving. Send me some incredible games, and I want to see what that looks like. For now, down here in the bottom right, representing my clan, Taste the Bacon, in the red, it's Steven. Steven tried to do a one-base Broodlord rush recently in a clan war. Almost worked. That's what was incredible about it. He set up a Broodlord here. It was the same map. Here, and over here, a Corruptor, morphed them all into Broodlords and started sieging the mineral lines of a Terran. It was one of the funniest things I have ever seen. Up here in the top left-hand side, in the blue, the Zerg player, it's Current Flow. So, I've got people asking questions. As always, just read the rules and interpret them as you will. We always get a lot of questions about technicalities. Can I do this? Can I not do this? The rule is, if the game is awesome, you can do almost anything. You can bend those rules as long as you are pretty much kind of trying to follow them. We are always happy to accept replays if the games are entertaining, action-packed, fun enough. So get your replays in. If you think, oh, you know, this is fair, this is not fair, just go with your instincts and get the best games possible. So, you know, obviously, I would be totally fine with someone building queens, but if they don't build queens, well, that's awesome. They find a way to not build queens, that's great. Now, if someone builds like 7 queens, I'd be like, well, that's pretty bullshit. Those are like kind of a fighting unit. At the same time, we don't have a rule versus static defense. You could technically build heaps of spines. You could technically build heaps of cannons. Or if you're Terran, I don't know. I guess you can't because like, you'd need to put Marines in the bunkers. But if someone does that, it's probably going to be a more boring, less exciting game. So it's going to lower your chance of it getting picked. You guys make your own judgment on what you think will make the funnest games. Choose it, play it as you will. And remember, all you're trying to do is create as much fun as possible. It's not about playing legit strats so much as it is playing StarCraft different and having a bit of fun. So for now, Steven, what's he showing his opponent? His opponent has seen a normal third base, is like, yeah, this is a normal build. This is a pretty standard game. Scouted a little bit, is now sending the Zerglings home. Doesn't have vision of the middle. And I was like, okay, that's a third. What is Steven doing? Extra gases going down. Oh, showed a Roach Warren and then cancelled it. That Roach Warren is almost finished. Cancels it. Current Flow has no idea that got cancelled, and a lair starts up. Okay, so Steven's already changing it up. Lings are going to scout for Steven. Sees a few Lings, sees a Roach Warren on the other side. He says, okay, I'm going up against Roaches. Let's see what that leads into. These Zerglings are going to come and defend for Current Flow. And what the hell is Steven doing with Triple Evo Chamber back at home? I have no idea, guys. I have no friggin' idea. This guy's a psychopath. Is he actually going to use them, or is he just... Okay, so Spire goes down. Steven's just not going to drone this third, is he? No, he's just swapping into muters. He's like, let's just fully wall off and go muters. Oh my god. Meanwhile, Current Flow is like pulling the Overlord back, expecting queens to come down here and drones, and isn't scouting because of that. And these... Okay, there are 2 Zerglings. Current Flow has got to get some idea of what's going on. Right now, Current Flow has purchased a nice, clean, straight-up Zerg vs. Zerg macro game. The guy he looked a little bit greasy. His hair was a little bit too slick, but he said, no, don't worry, trust me, 100%. This is a straight up macro roach versus roach. It's going to be roach versus roach for sure. These Zerglings come in, they say, I don't know if this is roach versus roach. Why are you building, why isn't that roach warren that I scouted there? Why is there a spine crawler going up behind a full wall off? This is weird. Now a Nidus worm goes down for Steven. What is he even doing? I don't even know what's going on. I thought his opponent would Nidus worm him. Current Flow comes in, he's like, alright, let's kill that third, you're fully walled. Overlord tries to sack, gets sniped before it sees the mutas. Roaches are building at home. Current Flow has no idea what's going on. He's a little bit worried about a Nidus worm. And I guess that kind of makes sense, but wait, he showed the Nidus as well. He built it at the wall. So he's seen the Nidus. Current Flow is like, whoa, I've got to build roaches, man. I've got to build roaches as a Nidus worm. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to build a Nidus worm if you're going mutas. So Current Flow isn't droning the third. You need drones on that third to help you defend against the mutas. Meanwhile, a couple of drones have snuck out the right-hand side, and they are going to try and take this hidden base on the right. 9 mutas are on the way. Steven, you sick bastard. He throws all assumptions out of the window. Then he smashes the window. He closes the window, smashes it, reaches out, grabs the assumptions, throws them back in the basket, shakes them up, and then puts them back out the window. Meanwhile, his opponent's like looking through all these pieces of Steven's game plan, but he's getting crushed glass in his hands at the same time. He's like cutting up his hands. He's like, ow, ow, ow. He's like, this is really confusing, man. Current Flow right now is like, yeah, I got to defend the Nidus. I'm splitting my units up to defend the Nidus, man. Yeah, alright, you got to defend the Nidus, man. Yeah, you gotta do it, man. Here's the Nidus, is like, where is it? Oh no, where's the rush coming from? Sees mutas rock up, is like, did those mutas come out of a Nidus worm? I didn't even know that could happen in StarCraft. This queen gets caught out in the open on tons of energy. Meanwhile, Current Flow's hands are being cut up into ribbons. More and more spines going up behind the wall. Steven, you genius. Anticipates the play. Comes in, there's no spore crawlers. He's massacring the work lines. Current Flow running across the map with a desperate, gigantic roach counterattack. The Lings washing up against the wall. Mutas rallying out. Spines and Evo chambers holding firm for now. These mutas are going to focus down that hatch out of range of the spores. And look at that. These tentacles just whacking from behind that wall. Landing the damage. The mutas coming out. They're going to wear down. Even the Evo chambers, the broodlings, are going to do a good amount of damage every time they pop. That's going to delay these roaches. Do a good bit of nibbling on them. And these drones going to pull up as well. Some drones pulling to the front to try. Oh, he's hold positioning on the ramp. He's trying to hold the roaches on the ramp. No, the drones are going to abandon that main base. These mutas in the meantime slowly getting worn down by that queen. Good play here by Current Flow to force those drones away. But no, they're all evacuating to that expansion. Not to mention the mutas are going to clean this up, man. These mutas are going to do a good job. The third base trying to stabilize. A couple of drones count their blessings. And Steven, he is watching. He catches the drone transfer as well. Steven here is an absolute madman. He rolls with the punches smoother than anyone. And you know why? It's because he practices StarCraft by standing in front of a mirror and punching himself repeatedly in the face. He's the sick bastard. This is the guy who is honestly, he's if you guys have ever seen that crazy person who's just like smacking their face into their hand repeatedly going, idiot, idiot, idiot. That is Steven. That's how he practices until he's so convinced that he's an idiot that he just transforms magically into a genius and just breaks his opponent's brains while simultaneously playing a game that actually kind of makes sense. Like, the moment his opponent gets confused, Steven knows exactly what to do to take advantage of it. He can read through the fucking future into the game and say, by doing something that makes no sense, my opponent will do this and I will respond with X, Y, Z, checkmate. The mutas just doing so much damage here, bouncing around. Current Flow is like, what is this shit show of a game? Is this Florencio? Did he swap to Zerg? Is this Hass's off race? I don't know what's happening. Luckily for him, Steven's mutas do get a little bit randy for their own good. They dive in there and start to go a little bit crazy. The mutas still dancing around behind this. A casual fourth base in the most expected location. Steven going to the corner base, and he's going into a ton of Zerglings to support these Mutalisks. The Mutalisks just running about. What is the next step? It looks like just mass Lings. I mean, there's an infestation pit, but no swarmers. There's just hundreds of Lings. Oh, one random Hellmuffin queues up in the main base, but Current Flow is not feeling good in this game. And hats off to Steven. Holy crap, this masterful Snake Oil Salesman doing a wonderful game so far. Wonderful. What's up, gang? 8D chess. I feel like, yeah, there's at least a few undiscovered dimensions whenever you've got Steven playing the game. It's a little bit insane. He's a bit out there. Speaking of out there, he's just opened the playpen gate and he said, hey, 100 Zerglings, go have a party. The Lings are going to dive in. Current Flow's like, oh my god, these Roaches and Hydras valiantly trying to hold the choke point, but there's just too many Zerglings. A random Hellmuffin comes in, and oh, the Infestor popping out into a surround of doom. Those Zerglings take it out before it can even land a single spell. The Mutas come in from the left. Ooh, nice Fungal Gross landing. Not enough Hydras to capitalize on it though. The Lings are going to surround. Everything's trying to hide underground for Current Flow right now. The Hydra's burrowing one at a time. They're getting wrecked. They try to pop up now. The Hydra's like, hey, we've got +2. We should be able to kill you. But that third base has been ravaged. Behind this, a Nidus Worm begins its ascent. Is it? I mean, you can call it an ascent, right? Because it's tunneling out of the ground. Yeah, it's an ascent. I'm using the English language correctly today. I like it. The Mutas still being a bit of a nuisance. But now, what the hell? A random Infestor? Infested Terran harassed going down out of this Nidus Worm. What a sick puppy. There's one way to just be annoying. That's it. You just do like the super inefficient random harass that doesn't really make that much sense, but it's guaranteed to tilt your opponent to no end. They're just going to be like, what is even going on in this game? Are they trolling me? Am I playing a pro gamer who's just making fun of me? What's going on? And you don't know because Steven doesn't know either. He's literally just clicking on random things. He doesn't even see the game like we do. It's just a bunch of random pixels and colors. He clicks on it at random and just happens to be the luckiest person in the world. I love it. Creates something special, something unique every single time. I really feel I need to set up a Steven versus Florencio show match, actually. I feel like these two would match up like nothing else. You get those two players just punching each other in the face repeatedly, both smiling and getting happier and happier with each punch. It would just create some real madness. Guys, remind me to create that game because I know I'm going to have a lot of fun with it. Even more fun than these sick bastard Hellmuffins are going to have throwing their babies into combat. That is a lot of Hellmuffins, guys. And you know what? Hellmuffins always have twins. There's no such thing as a single child when you're talking about locusts. They always come in pairs, and that is a ton of locusts coming in there. They're going to dive into that main base. Oh, clicking right on the lair. Oh no, it disappears. The lair dies. The Hydroden dies as well. Oh my gosh, those locusts just do too much damage. That Nidus Worm goes down, and then the acidic explosion. Ultras are on the way behind this. We've got Kindness Blade and Carapace, Adrenal, more Ultras, more Lings. A random Lurkaden just finished. What? I don't even know why. I also don't know why that's on the bottom of the Lurkaden. That looks gross. Ew. Zerg. Roaches, Hydras coming in the left-hand side. The Hellmuffins have been caught out in the middle of the map. A lot of them go down, but another wave of babies chases Current Flow away. Swarm host, Steven, still has the top right. He's got the bottom left as well. He's been a wily, dirty Zerg player this match, and he's starting to build a big wall. He's got another Nidus. The Nidus is still there in the wall. Tons of spines are up. Oh no, the Hellmuffins get intercepted one more time. Steven going to lose a lot of those units. They all go down for now. At the same time, we've got some Lings intercepting Roaches on the north side of the map. This Roach is trying to fight them, but the Lings are too powerful. Another Nidus Worm pops. It goes down to infested Terrans. The Roach Hydra of Current Flow assaulting, thinking, I've still got a chance. My opponent's only on 2 bases. I think I have my head in economy right now. Little does Current Flow know about that base, or that base, though is going to find the bottom left in a moment. Current Flow's trying to scout, has a random drone burrowed on Steven's third. That's incredible. Finds the bottom left base. Steven does not care. A couple of Lurkers are morphing now, as well as a ton of Zerglings. And one more Nidus tunnels its little head out of the ground, starts spewing out little chunks of dirt, and then tossing these Zerglings into battle. A random drone joins in the fray. The Zerglings keep blocking it though. Oh no, Steven's style points do get blocked by his own Zerglings. Does end up throwing it down. Nice fungal there, but oh, you gotta get those down underground, buddy. Those Infestors gonna go down otherwise, and that base is going to fall. The Roaches and Hydras trying to pull home across this map. They are going to make their way back up here to try and defend this north side. The Lings and the Ultra simply run away though. Steven says, nah, I'm alright, mate. It's cool. And Current Flow says, is that Is that a spine crawl? What is this? I'm gonna let that live. I'm gonna walk past. I don't even care, man. That's the dumbest thing I've seen today. Steven's like, yeah, it's a spine crawler. Two hydras wander over like, what the hell is that doing there? Or one of them dies, the other one runs away, wetting its pants. It's like, there's a random spine crawler. It's not even on creep. Must have superpowers or something. The spine's like, haha, I'm gonna go fucking run over here and be annoying, man. Oh no, the ultra goes down. The lurkers get focused down as well. Steven here, getting way ahead, and then throwing away his only army by headbutting into Roach Hydra Lurker. Has he actually thrown this game? Oh no, he's building spine crawlers in his opponent's base rather than focusing on winning. Steven here, getting a little bit too excited. Showing off a little bit much here by trying to make one of every unit. And now that is a big Roach Hydra army. He's got one Infester, one Ultra with a Carapace upgrade, bunch of spines. These Lurkers though. Oh no, the Infester's trapped. The Infester's trapped. It goes down. The Lurkers are dying there to get cancelled. Oh no, the spines wandered off. He's having a bit of a bleed. He's had a bad day. He's Bruce Willis at the end of an action movie. He's like, oh man, I'm bleeding in 26 places. Ho, ho, ho. Ah, fuck, that's a roach. I'm dead. That's how you do it, Hans Gruber. You just shoot him in the head immediately. Try it out next time. Free advice. If you need it again, though, I will be charging for that one. Speaking of charging, those 20 Ravagers just decided to throw their biles and knock out that upgrade before it finished. That is absolutely insane. Now, Steven still has some pretty fancy tech units, but that's just so much stuff for Current Flow. I mean, Current Flow just wasted a ton of gas on Ravagers, which are a kind of awful unit. Oh, the Lurker's getting some damage, but they do counter Lurkers. That's the problem. One Lurker does go down. If you land those biles right, they can deal with Lurkers. Oh, this Lurker's doing some sexy splash damage there. I don't think they realize where it is. The Lurker dodges. It didn't actually need to there. It was invisible. Oh, man. This is looking rough for Steven. He might have been a bit too big for his own britches, and he's now getting punched in the face. Current Flow's like, this is what happens when you try to style on me. Steven's like, is it though? Adaptive Talon's Lurkers, buddy. Decides to do that. This Lurker down here is up to 10 kills. Has killed half the army. These Lurkers running in and doing the damage. There's a random Broodlord morphing in the back of Steven's base because he likes random Broodlords. The Lurker's doing some damage as well. Hot damn. This game is turning into a hot mess real fast. We've got some Zerglings here. Now, let's be real. Those roaches are going to mince those like there's no tomorrow. The Hive goes down, though. Uh-oh. Spires are trying to build here. The Lurkers run down. Oh, the drones. Oh, no. The Hydras run down. And, they're going to get smashed to shreds. The single Broodlord. Oh, it goes down to Corrosive Bile. You hero! Current Flow just Corrosive Bile the single Broodlord. These Lurkers are doing the damage though. They're finding the drones. They're going to burrow on top of them. Oh, drone chunks go everywhere. There's still a few Corruptors. They got to go morph into Broodlord somewhere safe. That Greatest Spire is going to go down. The Greatest Spire is going to go down. You got to morph Broodlords. Morphs it! Seconds later, the Greatest Spire goes down. 2 Broodlords and a Lurker. 4 Lurkers over here. Income. Pretty dead for both sides. Wait, no, Steven's still got the top right. He's still got money. In the midst of all of it, Steven, you idiot. This game could have been so much simpler, but then it wouldn't be the beauty that is a Steven game. Remember, guys, people often look at StarCraft. Most of us spend our whole StarCraft careers trying to understand strong fundamental play. Steven says, get wrecked. Fundamentals are for losers. Me Lurker and me Broodlords are gonna massacre you, mate. The Broodlords, the Lurker, ambushing that army as it moves down the ramp. And I mean, let's face it, we've all watched Hass play, and I think there's one thing you learn from Hass playing. It's that you have to sacrifice part of your brain to get that good at playing like a cheesy bastard. There's like a section of your understanding of how to close out a lead that just disappears. It goes away into the heavens, and you're never going to see it again. You've got to give up some part of your logic. And that's what Steven's done a long time ago. Oh no, the Lurker's got focused! Oh no, look at this micro from Current Flow just massacring these units. Steven's getting wrecked right now. The other Lurker comes in! Steven, you gotta stop losing these units. Guys, a heads up, Steven is a Masters player, but he plays with like 400 MS ping every day from Australia. Almost all of his games do get put on the NA servers, and he has some of the worst internet you've ever seen. It's appalling. So This is part of why he's got to be such a sick puppy on the ladder, because he can't use his units properly. If his opponent's army is facing down his army, he's going to run around and try to counterattack because he does not want to micro head-to-head. I don't know if his internet's gotten any better in the last year or so. I don't think it has. George, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub, dude. Puck with the 111 viewer host. Appreciate the support. This game is a shit show, dude. I love it. This base is up now. That's getting a bit of income for current flow. Random Zerglings building is good because like Ling counters are actually the best thing in late game Zerg versus Zerg. Like Ling counters, just finding drone lines is huge. And yeah, I mean, you're going to need to burrow all of these drones if you want to keep them alive. The Queen burrows, the drones stay alive, stay above ground though, and a bunch of them do die. And there we go. That Lurk is going to come up and slowly defend this base. But big Roach Hydra army. Actually, I say big, it's like 15 units. It's not that many anymore. The Spy is getting focused down. Two Lings going to find an empty mineral line. Oh no, I mean the Roaches and Hydras coming, they're going to take out a hatch. But those two Lings, there's nothing there to defend, and these are +1 carapace. Okay, no melee upgrades for the Lings, but there's only one carapace upgrade. Those Lings are just doing the work right now. The drones all have to get burrowed. And what have we got? 2 Broodlords, a couple of Zerglings, and a Swarm Host. That's the most Steven composition I've ever seen in my life. A random Roach down here trying to deny that. The Zerglings are like, nah, 4 on 1, mate. Just like if you try to start a fight with certain types of people, you know, they come up to you, they bump their shoulder into you, you're like, hey, watch yourself. They're like, what, you want to fight? And you're like, whoa, okay. And they're like, cool. And they get their phone out. And you're like, what? We were fighting. And they're like, yeah, let me call my cousins. And you're like, what? I don't think you understand what a fight is. They're like, mate, we're going to go. I just got to call up 26 relatives of mine before we do the fight, just to make sure it's done fairly. And I'm like, what? I don't know if that's how it works, buddy. And they're like, nah, trust me, this is how we organize it. It's fine. And suddenly you've got 7 dudes stabbing you at the same time, and you're like, probably shouldn't have said anything when that guy clearly looking for a fight came and did that. Bad life choices continue here in ICYFAR. Those drones, though, making some good life choices. Apparently they learnt from Job from Arrested Development. You just go into the fetal position, duck your head underground, and hopefully your bullies will leave you alone. And those Zerglings did end up leaving them alone, but unfortunately current flow was dead because Steven just pulled the wool over his eyes, sold him a big old flask of snake oil, said, hey, this is a great investment. It's actually cryptocurrency, snake oil. It's going to go up in value. Just give me all your life savings, and I'll give you this big flask. And he was like, oh, okay, yeah. And then now is dead. So that's why you shouldn't believe people selling you snake oil, or people who show you a Roach Warren and then cancel it, build 3 Evo chambers to fully wall off and make a spire. Steven, you dirty bastard, well done. Special shout out to the Nidus Worm built at the wall-in that was like, hey, look, I'm going to Nidus you. I'm definitely not building muters. Current flow bought that snake oil as well. Said, well, if round 2 didn't work, I need to go all in to make me money back. Let's build more roaches to defend this Nidus Worm. 10 muters came and absolutely ruined him. Well done, Steven there. The mind games, playing it very nicely. GG, well played.